Good morning, everyone. My name's Jill Rogers. I'm the District Commander here at Counties Manukau. Just checking that everybody's all good to go. Okay, what I can tell you is at around 5:47 last night, police were called to an incident in Papatoetoe where shots were fired into the window of an address. Our initial attending police staff arrived shortly after that and observed a male with a firearm inside a dwelling, and cordons were placed around the location. Specialist resources were notified, and our Armed Defenders Squad, along with the Police Eagle helicopter and dogs, attended at that address. Our police negotiating team also attended, and ongoing attempts were made to engage with the male inside that address. At around 8:30 last evening, the male unexpectedly exited from the house. He was still holding the firearm and brandishing it around and continuing to display his erratic behaviour, at which time he was shot by police. The police that were in attendance immediately began first aid along with specialist paramedics who were also on the scene. He was transported by ambulance to Middlemore Hospital, where he died at around 10:30 last night. A number of investigations are now underway. The IPCA has been notified. A critical incident investigation has been commenced along with our own internal investigation. What I can say was this was a really frightening incident for the residents in that location. Any event involving firearms is at the upper end of anything that our staff will deal with. It is the worst possible decision that a police officer has to make to take someone's life. The circumstances as they presented last night were at that end, and appropriate support has now been put in place to support not only the family of the deceased, but our own police staff and the members of that community. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Who was in the property when the shot was fired through the window?
A family was in that location. So do you mean in the...
When the shot was fired through the window into the property, how many people were inside?
That will form part of our investigation, but at this stage I know there were several people inside that address.
In a family, do you know the ages?
No.
Was it just one shot initially, or were there several shots?
There was one shot that was fired through the window of the address.
And how many times was this man shot?
From what I know to date, he was shot 3 times, but again, that will form part of our investigation.
What type of non-lethal force options are available to police in situations?
So the police staff that were in attendance last night had a whole range of tactical options available to them. Tragically, we are required to respond to the event as it unfolds, and this has resulted in lethal force being used.
What kind of options would you say are range?
There's a whole range. So not only did we have the tactical resources of Eagle in the sky, we had police dogs on the scene, along with our specialist trained Armed Defenders Squad.
Has the local union been contacted about going to police the site?
Yes, they have.
What, if any, relationship did the shot man have with the residents of the house at which he was firing?
There's no relationship at all. He was not known to them.
He was residing in a neighbouring property, is that correct?
Close by, yes.
What can you tell us about his age or who he is?
At this stage, I can tell you that he's 34 years old, but details of his identity will be released within the next 24 hours. As you'll appreciate, we are notifying family both here in Auckland and overseas.
So just did the man not live at the property he was shot outside of?
Inquiries will reveal that, but I understand he did reside at that address.
Will he be the subject of toxicology tests to determine the drugs were in the system?
A post-mortem is underway at the moment, and that will form part of that inquiry.
Can you explain exactly why police decided that lethal force was what was needed in this situation?
So our specialist negotiators had been attempting to engage with him for quite some time, a matter of hours. This had been unsuccessful. He'd continued to display erratic and aggressive behaviour, and this had been observed by our police staff who were in attendance.
Had he threatened to shoot police?
He arrived outside the address unexpectedly, brandishing the firearm at the attending police staff and was shot.
Given the proximity of the shooting to last April shooting of Tesh Lyle, what concerns do you have about that neighbourhood, and also, I mean, what if any lessons were learned from the shooting of Tesh Lyle, and why has somebody in what appear to be quite similar circumstances in the same neighbourhood been fatally shot again?
The two incidents are unconnected, and any incident of this nature is extremely concerning, and we acknowledge that. Not only are our police staff involved in this, but this also impacts on our community. They can expect to see an increased presence of police around that location while we attempt to reassure them of their own safety.
Can you tell us where he was shot?
As I said, a post-mortem investigation is underway as we speak, but no, I can't.
Was this man known to police? Any concerns have raised about him?
He was known to police and he was on active charges.
What, if any, plans are underway to routine the armed police, and in what area, how long? Will police be carrying firearms routinely in the neighbourhood now?
Our police staff aren't carrying firearms routinely.
What will that increase the police presence look like then? Will it simply involve more patrols, greater frequency of patrols? How will that increase police presence manifest itself?
It will involve a whole range of options. We have really strong support from our community in there, and our community staff will be working in there with the contacts that they have. We ask that any people that are concerned or distressed contact us, and like others that have been involved in this event, we can offer that support to them.
Are you able to tell us what charges the man was faced with us?
No, I can't.
You mentioned you had family overseas. Which country? Family?
Australia.
Any other questions? The man's family are being supported by police as well as police staff.
Yes.
Can you just tell me a bit
Yes.
about that?
So we have family liaison working alongside the deceased family. We also have strong support around our own police staff, and that involves psychological support for them as well.
How's the officer in question doing?
As you can imagine, this is the outcome that no officer wants. As I said earlier, it is the most serious of decision that a police officer will face in their duties. So as you can well imagine, he will be deeply affected by this, but we will be offering all support that we can to the officer and their colleagues.
And the man's family?
Yes, and their family as well.
How are they doing?
All the support that we can is being wrapped around them at the moment.
All right, last question.
Were any of the police officers involved in this fatal shooting also involved in the shooting of Tesh Lyle last year?
I can't confirm that. I can confirm that the two matters are unrelated.